Good morning, God's people. Y'all, to this morning, I just want to talk about some things that I've been kind of sitting on for the past few days or so, probably a little longer than a few, maybe 4 or 5 days. And I know this is something that a lot of people struggle with. It's an unnecessary struggle that people struggle with. It's an unnecessary worry that a lot of people worry about. A lot of people go into a depression behind this type of thing. And I just want to give you all a different perspective to let you all know that a lot of what is being put out to us as people is false. It's not necessarily how things are supposed to be. And I just want to say that one of those things is it's called the two-parent household. Now, I know that a lot of people may not agree with me with what I'm about to say, but hey, it's the truth. I mean, people have their different experiences and whatnot. But if you look back in the biblical days, back when the kings had multiple wives, it was one of them that had hundreds of wives. These kings were not in all of those households. If he was in even one household, the king had his own, I'm pretty sure he had his own mansion or something somewhere, while the wives lived in villages somewhere else. They didn't even live with the man. And I'm pretty sure that the king got a lot of the wives pregnant, and the king was not around in those households. So who raised the children? It was the village. The saying that it takes a village to raise a child, I believe that that saying comes from that. And it does take a village to raise a child in a lot of cases, but that's why it's not a necessity for a man, the parents, to be together in the household just to raise up a child. I say that a lot of people do need help. A lot of people should have help with their children, but they don't necessarily have to have the man or even the mother together in that same household. And then you have a lot of people just beating themselves up about this when it's not that big of a deal. Like I've said before, it all depends on who's raising that child, who the child grows up and starts hanging with, because the child is going to grow up and go their own way, and influence is going to play a major role in the decisions that they make in most cases, of what they see in the world do. And as you know, a lot of us have gotten caught up in the world, and instead of going the way that God meant for us to go, a lot of us end up going off into something else that we wasn't supposed to go into. But the Lord brought a lot of us out and back. But in this case, with the whole American dream that's being sold, it is tied to something that's not even feasible in a lot of cases. You got married people that are single, okay? They single in the marriage, and a lot of them are already, they've been raising their child by themselves. um and like I said, that the children, a lot of times, it depends on their mindsets. If they know anything about spirit, this world and the spirit world, and if they know, and if they're being taught and trained how to discern and develop in their gifts and make rash decisions. Because a lot of people don't even know that demons exist. A lot of people don't know a lot of this stuff exists, and as a child, I didn't know it existed. But it having a man and two parents in the house really has nothing to do with if that child grow up and do whatever. It really don't. It all depends on who's bringing that child up, and the decisions that the children make once they get on their own. You know, not to mention the kings back in the day getting all of these women pregnant and not even being in the household at all. Then you got, then you got the men that were not kings, that just had one wife, who were still out and about somewhere. That man was not around raising those children. And a lot of people say, I just want my child to have both parents. Um, if one of them ain't deceased, The child still got two parents, whether they're active in their life or not. They still got two parents. And I'm gonna say this too: if even if one of the parents have passed away or one of the parents passed away, they still got two parents. If there are other adults taking care of those children, those are considered parents in my eyes. They may not be biological parents, but they are certainly parents. They are taking up the whatever, the slack or whatever else that the biological parent would have done. So, I mean, it's not nothing to fret about. It's not, I see this all the time, like people getting so bent out of shape about this. Even if you was raised like this, like, come on, y'all. Um, with me being grown now, I realized that that did not matter like that. And that's one of the things that the enemy won't like to do too, is to plant this stuff that the world, um, it's things that the world puts together and paint this picture to make you think that your life's supposed to be a certain kind of way. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. Now, if you do have two parents in the household, two biological parents, or just two parents that are sane, okay, that are doing right towards the children, taking care of the children, um, feeding just doing it, handling their business with the household and all of that. That's awesome. But on another side, it is not necessary. Like I've mentioned before, you have a lot of households that has both parents, and those children end up way crazier than the people that was raised by just their mom or by uncles and aunties and grandmothers and stuff like that. I don't know about y'all, but since I had all of these other relatives breathing down my neck, it made me not do certain stuff. It just made me, I didn't want no smoke with all of these grown folks that was looking after me. Because when I was coming up, to me, I had about 7, 8 parents. I'm not even gonna sit up here and not call them my parents when they actually was there, when they actually looked out for me, when they took care of me, and when they talked to me. I had grown people sitting down talking to me about stuff, okay? Stuff that I needed to know as a teenage girl that really helped me in my adult years, like stuff that I remember to this day that my grandmother said, that my daddy said, that my mom, like all of them. So it's really not that big of a deal. The real war, the big deal is spirituality, is demonic spirits, is the battle for your soul. That's what makes a difference. That's the big deal. That's what really matters. Sin. Okay? Nobody ever says this, but sin is the cause for a lot of people falling like this. It's the sin. And a lot of people have generational curses running through their family. That is an issue. It's not it's not, oh, they didn't have two people in the house. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It truly don't. God actually sends people to help, like he does, like he did with me, like he did with me coming up, like he did with my children. I had sat down and thought about this. I got a lot of people helping me with my children, whether I realize it or not. Um, People that's not even any kin to me has helped me with my children. Like, y'all, it's really a blessing. And I said, you know what? The least I can get is some help, okay? The least I can get is some help with the circumstances and how they was even made, and how I was even made to do this in the first place, because like I said, I didn't get a chance to choose. So, not in my own mind, not in my right mind, I didn't get a chance to choose. But I'm glad it happened. I don't got no complaints. I don't have no complaints about nothing, how I was brought up. I don't have no complaints about what happened with me with witchcraft. I don't have any regrets, I guess you could say. Sometimes I'll be like, well, dang, if I had did this, then I wonder what would have happened. But at the end of the day, I'm who I am today because of all of this stuff. So it's not, y'all, it's really not that big of a deal. So I need y'all to think about what I said. For those who beat yourself up just because, you raising your children without the dad or without the mom and all that stuff, y'all, come on. And stuff happens. People pass away. People end up getting demonically possessed and they turn all the way away from their children. I mean, stuff happens, y'all. And you can't really look at the person all the time. You have to look at the spirit realm and see that we are literally battling against principalities and spiritual wickedness and all of that. So it's really not the person all the time. Some people do choose it within their own knowledge, but they really still don't know not what they do. So y'all just keep that in mind and pray for people. Um, give people grace and try not to beat yourself up about stuff that really don't matter. Okay, it don't matter like that. All right. So I hope I helped somebody today. I really do. And I love you guys. Take care. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.